with my mentor, Chris Beck, and we actually worked on WandaVision. So it was really fun sort of revisiting that world and diving back into Westview and diving back into Agatha's character and really getting to unpack her, in WandaVision, she's a villain, she's just a baddie and like very one-dimensional, but now we're trying to get into a deeper understanding of who she is and her motivations and digging up her trauma and really finding like who she is at the core and her journey to finding acceptance with other people, and her journey to find power, and her journey to find solace and redemption, as she's obviously hurt a lot of people, and taking Billy under her wing and like being a mentor and a mother figure to him.
So for Heretic, we built, we designed the prosthetics for the prophets, and also all the gags where Hugh digs the implant out of Sister Barnes' arm, all the carnage and the blood, and yeah, we were there for all of that. A lot of the inspiration comes to working with the directors, a lot of conversations about the characters that they want to see. Because early on, all you have is the script. It's only when you get to set, you see, and you get to feel the environment of the sets they've created, that you really get a sense for the vision that they were trying to create. So it's just that much more important to keep the lines of communication open in those early discussions. We're talking about 2 months before production. So it's very academic at that point, right? It's just a lot of conversations, a lot of makeup tests and designs, just trying to achieve their vision. And sometimes it's a hit or miss thing, but sometimes it's a process you have to work through. And then when you get to the day where you're finally putting on the makeup for the first time on camera, it's that much more rewarding.
So I did mostly June's makeup, and then I designed the rest of the characters. So it was really awesome to design June's look because there was a lot that happened for her in this movie. And she's 93 when we shot it. So she's a grandma in it, which is really cool. So I wanted to make sure that there was a softness to her in the relationship with her family and her grandson in it, but then also like she's a total badass in the movie. It's so cool. And she does all her own stunts and everything, which is really cool, except for one. But it was so great to see her evolve in it. So there was a softness, but there was also an edge, and I really loved designing it. So
on Judification, I was brought up to direct these pieces and kind of like put my vision on it, the best that we could, but always honoring the legacy of Star Trek. We were dealing with very important characters, probably the most important friendship of American TV, or at least one of the top. And it was important for me to direct that with the most respect towards the material and the characters. So I made sure I surrounded myself, the writer and the person that hired me in the first place, Jules Urbach, was the person that I collaborated the most in learning more about the world of Star Trek. It wasn't a world that I grew up with. I grew up on Star Wars. So it was important for me to make sure that I was doing things within the Star Trek world the best that I could. Star Trek is just like any other big franchise. There's always a lot of voices. And sometimes when you have a lot of voices to answer, what is important, I find, is to still kind of like keep your north, and preserve a vision. The moment that you're trying to please too many people, you please no one. So it was important to just kind of like stay true and hold hands and this is what we are going to do. And on that end, it was great to have a partner, writer, producer that really helped with that,
So even for the way it usually works, even for films that I haven't got yet, I'll get a script, and within the script, as I'm reading, I'm already breaking down and writing down my ideas. For when I meet with the directors or producers, I can already express what I've been thinking. I think the whole thing is, and there's a very important connection in how something first touches you, and what do you imagine that person as. Same way how we read books and we can describe that character in our head, it's basically what I'm trying to do, but writing it down through costumes, even when we don't have actors attached. And I think that was the interesting thing about this one, because I had so much extra material besides just the script, I had the books as well. It was really fun to create all three different worlds and specifies individually what each of them meant and how each character felt within those worlds, because it is such an internal journey. So it's trying to express to people watching it what are the feelings of our main character Tally, what she went through when she was in school as an ugly with no personality, them trying to strip away her personality, but she's conflicted by that. And then she goes to the Smokies, where they live off nature and they're all about individuality and connecting with themselves. And that's a huge contrast. And then the whole pretty side, which is sterile and empty. And it's that whole world where you're trying to crave external validation. So I think that's what's so cool about this project specifically, is because the subject was so deep, and it's something that we all can relate to within our own journeys.
It was a super cool experience because Watchmen is such an iconic comic book, graphic novel, and people love it. And we did our own take on it, and I got to do some amazing music that I felt like it hadn't really been done before for the Watchmen franchise. We had both Brandon Vietti, the director, and I had a love for electronic dance music and synthesizers. And Watchmen takes place in the 80s, so we were able to really bring out the period piece of, sort of that time and place with synthesizers and that type of score. So, really fun.